China has launched a so-called vaccine passport for travelers. Citizens can now display digital certificates via the social media platform WeChat as proof of their vaccination status and COVID-19 test results. China is the first country to roll this out on a large scale, but there are ethical concerns.
At the present time, the use of certification of vaccination as a requirement for travel is not advised because, quite simply, vaccination is just not available enough around the world, and is not available certainly on an equitable basis.
Olivia Song joins us for more. Olivia, tell us how this vaccine passport would work.
Well, China is calling it an international travel health certificate, and I had a look at it for myself just now, though I had to enlist the help of a local Chinese colleague because this service is not available to foreigners like myself, but only made available to Chinese citizens. But it is relatively easy to access. All you have to do is to use the WeChat app on your mobile phone, and WeChat is very commonly used here in China on a daily basis. And all you have to do is to scan a QR code, which will lead you into a mini program. Now, once having entered this mini program, you would then be able to select whether you are entering China from overseas or you are leaving the country to generate this health certificate, which would then have your personal details as well as information like your nucleic acid test as well as your antibody test. In addition to that, it will also state whether or not you have been vaccinated and as well. Now, this certificate would be available digitally, or you could print it out, and there is an encrypted code on it that will allow authorities to verify your personal information. Now, this service, however, is only available, according to the Foreign Ministry, for outgoing travelers, those leaving China at the moment, though it is not certain. There have been no details on which countries China is speaking to at the moment that would recognize this certification. On Chinese social media site Weibo, there were many netizens who had cheered the move. There were some who said that this move is timely, especially as China is gearing up to host the Winter Olympics next year. Although there were others who said that perhaps this service would be more useful for incoming travelers because there aren't that many people leaving the country at the moment, given the situation, the COVID-19 situation around the world.
And Olivia, tell us of the ethical concerns.
Yeah, so this was a concern raised by the WHO, as we heard there earlier, saying that there are concerns about ethics because if this were to be made a requirement, vaccines are not available that easily, and this raises questions about equity. But then we hear China's foreign ministry talking about how even as the pandemic continues, the world economy needs to be restarted and that people-to-people exchanges must resume without delay. And the ministry has said that China stands ready to discuss with other countries how it can establish mechanisms that will allow both sides to recognize the health code information that's being provided on both sides and on the basis of accommodating each other's concerns. And we do know that this plan was first announced on Sunday by Chinese Foreign Minister Wang Yi. And he said that this move will facilitate the safe and orderly flow of people, and while protecting personal privacy, will also allow countries to mutually recognize this important COVID-19 information.